Surprise, praise, skepticism. The range of reactions to last night's announcement that President Trump and North Korea's dictator Kim Jong Un may meet face to face. Sreenivasan begins our coverage.
It was a stunning announcement made more so by the circumstances. In the White House driveway by South Korea's visiting national security advisor.
Kim pledged that North Korea will refrain from any further nuclear or missile tests, and he expressed his eagerness to meet President Trump as soon as possible.
South Korean officials had met with Kim Jong Un on Monday and then briefed President Trump Thursday afternoon.
President Trump appreciated the briefing and said he would meet Kim Jong Un by May to achieve permanent denuclearization.
If that does happen, it would mark the first time any sitting American president has met face-to-face with a North Korean leader. Mr. Trump weighed in on Twitter last night saying, quote, "Great progress being made, but sanctions will remain until an agreement is reached." Today, during a visit to Djibouti, U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said the president's decision was not a surprise.
President Trump has said for some time that he was open to talks and he would willingly meet with Kim Jong Un when conditions were right and the time was right. And I think in the president's judgment, that time has arrived now.
Tillerson argued it's Kim Jong Un who has changed.
What changed was his posture in a fairly dramatic way that, in all honesty, came as a little bit of a surprise to us as well.
A top North Korean diplomat at the United Nations told the Washington Post that Kim's invitation resulted from a broad-minded and resolute decision to achieve peace. The sudden turn of events came after the two leaders had traded insults and threats for more than a year.
In times of war and peace,
this was President Trump addressing the UN General Assembly last September.
The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime.
The North Korean leader fired back through a newsreader on state-run TV.
I will surely and definitely tame the mentally deranged U.S. dotard with fire.
The North also launched nearly 24 missiles last year, including intercontinental weapons that it said are capable of reaching the U.S. mainland. President Trump responded with his, quote, maximum pressure campaign of strict new sanctions and stepped up military exercises. Today, Vice President Pence said in a statement, President Trump's strategy to isolate the Kim regime is working. The North Koreans are coming to the table despite the United States making zero concessions. But this afternoon, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders suggested the talks are not definite yet.
We're not going to have this meeting take place until we see concrete actions that match the words and the rhetoric of North Korea.
Meanwhile, in the region, reaction was cautiously optimistic. South Korean President Moon Jae-in spoke in Pyeongchang.
President Trump promised to meet North Korean leader Kim Jong Un by May. Denuclearization and peace on the Korean peninsula are beginning to be realized.
That hope was echoed by China's foreign ministry.
We must strive for peace and seize opportunity.
But there's also skepticism based on a long history of failure. The U.S. and North Korea signed the so-called Agreed Framework in 1994. It eventually collapsed, with both sides blaming each other for not living up to it. And starting in 2003, the U.S. took part in a series of 6-party talks after North Korea withdrew from the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. They ultimately collapsed when the North expelled nuclear weapons inspectors. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Sreenivasan.
And we'll have a full examination of the potential Trump-Kim meeting after the news summary.